And I must tell you, Rwanda enters this match with renewed vigor, bolstered by their recent performances in the 2026 World Cup qualifier, and the home advantage in Kigali will play a key part. But ahead of that game, you need to know the AMAVUBI are not just preparing to play the game against Nigeria, but they are aiming to etch their name in the Rwanda football history. Now, what is the difference between Rwanda and Nigeria now? We've been at the World Cup before, you know the story. They are the underdogs, regardless how you want to talk about it. They are the underdogs in this game. But because of African football is rolling around and you can't even predict what's next, you can imagine the Rwanda side on top of the log. So you begin to reminisce and begin to ask yourself questions like, why are they here? Now, they want to put in the name on that history, being part of the World Cup. They've never been at the World Cup. So it's the personal mentality of the players. Now, for Nigerian players, so the difference now is that the country itself wants to put their name on the map. World Cup, a majority of the guys, I can say 95%, yeah, that's what, 95% of the players in that team never been out of the World Cup. They don't even know what it looks like. Now, Osimhen is 26, so 2030, you can do your calculations, do your mathematics, you know how old he will be at that point. So for Rwanda, it's a big game, not just about playing at home now. Yes, the fans will play a key role, I know, everybody knows, no doubt. But I'm looking at the part where they would come out in masses just to get this result. So as we they train, they're ready. So big players will enter today. Now students, they're ready. But let's talk about Eric Chell. I call this one discipline. You know, sometimes in the game, if you know, what leads players is discipline and intellect. And Eric Chell is trying to do something that I don't know. I don't know, but Eric Chell is not taking any chances, leading us to Friday's must-win game. You know, I'm talking about must-win, not be choice, not be draw. Not be draw. Some teams, they go play man, they prepare for draw. This will not be draw. Now, personal, so I can't, see, I'll tell you his story so you know, because he knows what he has signed in for. He's not taking any chances for this Friday coming game. And he has come out with big riot talks, big actions to the team. But I must tell you, VOP TV Sports is strictly gathered. And report says this one that I tell you, the way it goes now, the former Mali coach told backroom staff that no visitors, I tell you, will be allowed on this very one. And you just ask yourself a question like, can we get it right? That's a question. Are we good enough to go? Can we get this one done? Is it possible that Nigeria will make it out? And I must tell you, Rwanda enters this match with renewed vigor, bolstered by their recent performances in the 2026 World Cup qualifier, and the home advantage in Kigali will play a key part. But ahead of that game, you need to know the AMAVUBI are not just preparing to play the game against Nigeria, but they are aiming to etch their name in the Rwanda football history. Now, what is the difference between Rwanda and Nigeria now? And I must tell you, Rwanda enters this match with renewed vigor, bolstered by their recent performances in the 2026 World Cup qualifier, and the home advantage in Kigali will play a key part. But ahead of that game, you need to know the AMAVUBI are not just preparing to play the game against Nigeria, but they are aiming to etch their name in the Rwanda football history. Now, what is the difference between Rwanda and Nigeria now? We've been at the World Cup before, you know the story. They are the underdogs, regardless how you want to talk about it. They are the underdogs in this game. But because of African football is rolling around and you can't even predict what's next, you can imagine the Rwanda side on top of the log. So you begin to reminisce and begin to ask yourself questions like, why are they here? Now, they want to put in the name on that history, being part of the World Cup. They've never been at the World Cup. So it's the personal mentality of the players. Now, for Nigerian players, so the difference now is that the country itself wants to put their name on the map. World Cup history, they've never been at the World Cup, but Nigeria have been there. But the last time we have, so will not go. So the difference now is say Nigeria team now, some of those are players. If I say age, now they're not football age. It's not me to say football, no football age. But some of those are players. That's some majority of the guys. I can say 95%. Yeah, that's what 95% of the players in that team never been out of the World Cup. They don't even know. We must therefore win in Kigali, and that's the only way we can stand a realistic chance of qualifying for the World Cup next year. But let me tell you another one. I know you might not like this one. There is another an extra way, like Corner, but I don't want this one. It's a tough route that the four best runners-up of the all 9 African groups will play to determine which team will advance to the Inter-Confederation playoff. This is the dilemma facing the Super Eagles as they get ready to play Rwanda inside the AMAVUBI Stadium in Kigali after missing out the last World Cup, the last Mondial in Qatar. Why is Nigeria again enmeshed in this situation despite having the best crops of players on the continent? How come that Nigeria produced back-to-back African best? 2023 Victor Osimhen, 2024 we have Osimhen Lookman, the king of African football. We are struggling in the group that has Rwanda, South Africa, Benin Republic and Lesotho, also with Zimbabwe. Now the answers are glaring enough. The country's football governing body has been it's been like we've not really seen what we want to see. It's an endemic system failure, sometimes we can say, and that has defied solution from the men and the women running this affair. Now, it's unimaginable that Nigeria, that got to be rated the 5th best football playing nation back in 1994, when it made its debut in USA and Olympic in Atlanta, 1996, could descend so low as failing in a group that have minnows of African football. I'm sorry to use the word minnows, but that's what I think at this point. Now, after missing Qatar 2022, following a nail-biting experience in Abuja, as Ghana Black Stars snatched the ticket via an away goal rule, the Nigerian Football Federation NFF ought to have planned well on this part. But let's keep that aside. Unfortunately, the situation is different. Now, you have it on your screen, the training is ongoing. They had a very successful time. I don't want to start putting blame on Pesero because he oversaw 2 draws against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. And also his successor, Finidi George, departed last June after a defeat by home stalemate against South Africa. This poor in the first 4 matches of the qualifying series effectively set Super Eagles on the road to perfidy. And also I must say, consolidating with another win against Zimbabwe in Uyo, the country may well kiss the 2026 World Cup goodbye. We must therefore win in Kigali, and that's the only way we can stand a realistic chance of qualifying for the World Cup next year. But let me tell you,
a chegar-se à frente, a tentar aproveitar o momento para impulsionar os jogadores dele, os jogadores de Ruanda, e fazê-los acreditar que é possível, uma vez mais, surpreender a Super Nigéria. Veremos, de facto, do que são capazes, frente, sobretudo, a um ataque de luxo que hoje terá Lookman, terá Osimhen, terá Chukwueze, todos jogadores de topo do futebol europeu. Cá está o 11 que o selecionador AMAVUBI apresenta. Tem, em boa verdade, uma ou outra novidade, um ou outro jogador que não se estimava nas opções iniciais, mas não há grandes rupturas ainda assim com o passado. Nem era normal que isso acontecesse quando a equipa está de facto, a seleção está de facto a viver bons momentos. Basicamente, jogadores que jogam ou no Ruanda ou em África. Grande festa então para este Rwanda-Nigéria. Víamos ali também a Adel Amroche a chegar-se à frente, a tentar aproveitar o momento para impulsionar os jogadores dele, os jogadores do Rwanda, e fazê-los acreditar que é possível, uma vez mais, surpreender temos de facto do que são capazes, frente sobretudo a um ataque de luxo que hoje terá Lookman, terá Osimhen, terá Chukwueze, todos jogadores de topo do futebol europeu. Cá está o 11 que o selecionador Amroche apresenta. Tem, em boa verdade, uma ou outra novidade, um ou outro jogador que não se estimava nas opções iniciais, mas não há grandes rupturas ainda assim com o passado. Nem era normal que isso acontecesse quando a equipa está de facto, a seleção está de facto a viver bons momentos. Basicamente, jogadores que jogam ou no Ruanda ou em África.
Right, you're welcome to this edition of Locker Room. It's all about the live analysis of the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the AMAVUBI of Rwanda. And of course, as we speak, that game is already on, and we'll be giving you an update as far as that game is concerned. My name is Jerry Apelohai. It promises to be a very exciting live analysis of that game. The starting lineup is already out. And of course, a lot to look forward to as far as that game is concerned. And of course, the full house, Ikechukwu joins me. We already understand that Victor Osimhen is on the starting lineup alongside Ademola Lookman. Most especially the usual suspects are on this one. Quite an interesting game to look forward to. And the Amahoro Stadium is full to capacity. And of course, so much going into this one. Eric Chell will have to win this one, hook or crook.
Absolutely, he has shown the intent to win. The lineup speaks for itself. Look at the players that he's actually assembled in this particular, very big game. I mean, Eric Chell is one man who is known for his style of play, double attackers. That's of course that's what he used in the last Nations Cup. And of course, that's exactly what he's actually using in the club that Nigeria took him from, talking about MC Oran of Algeria. But then in the Super Eagles, Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen is going to be spearheading today, obviously. And that's going to be a lot of energy. These guys, they've got a lot of energy. They're most likely going to run down the defense line of these Rwandans. And of course, the fullback, Olaino and Brian Samuel, these guys are workhorse. Move 90 minutes. So it tells you about the manager that we're expecting, that we have rather in the dugout of the Super Eagles. And of course, it says a lot about the way the team is going to play. We talk about how this team is actually preparing to win all second balls and how they intend to actually put pressure on the opponent for 90 minutes. So, yes, it's going to be a very big game. And the Super Eagles today, trust me, look at, of course, the defense line. I think, like you said, the usual suspects are very much in it. And for 90 minutes, I just hope the Super Eagles get the first goal in the first 25 minutes. And then we can really now settle in and play our game. But then, it is one of those big games, and Jerry, locker room today is going to be very explosive because I hope the Super Eagles will win.
All right, we hope the Super Eagles will win. Mayowa also joins us virtually as we look at that game. Mayowa, the starting lineup is already there, and of course, our viewers are already seeing the action from the Amahoro Stadium. Of course, Osimhen Lookman, the current African Footballer of the Year, and the past African Footballer of the Year, Victor Osimhen, spearheading the attack lineup.
It's an interesting game. Osimhen and Osimhen Lookman leading the attacking line. You have AMAVUBI supporting them, and you have Chukwueze and Simon flanking them within the as a sole play breaker in the middle of the park. He has gone with a diamond-like midfield, and we'll see we'll see AMAVUBI, much higher behind, Osimhen and Osimhen Lookman. It's going to be very interesting, and I want to see exactly what a bright Osai Samuel will do. Under Anose Mourinho, a bright Osai Samuel has proven to be an attacking-minded defender, always going forward to join the attack. Ola Inotu, for Nottingham Forest, has been very fantastic. He also has a way of joining the attack, not as frequent as I would have wanted, or not as frequent as you will see an Osai Samuel. If you watch an Osai Samuel play under a Mourinho, he practically roams around the midfield, to join the attack in case any loose ball comes. He's there to move the ball forward and join the attack. It's going to be an interesting. Game. We all see the pictures from the Amahoro Stadium. The Rwandans, what they want to do is to play a low block and absorb the pressure and hit us on the counter. What will be very, very important for us, like Kechu correctly pointed out, is Nigeria getting the goal in the first 20 minutes. If we get the goal, then it puts the Rwandans under a whole lot of pressure. They will need to come out, and we'll be able to have pocket of spaces to be able to operate in. It's going to be an interesting game. I just hope Nigeria do not behave like Cameroon that decided to draw Swaziland in their game.
All right, let's take a look at the starting 11 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Victor Osimhen and Osimhen Lookman leading the Super Eagles attack in tonight's fixture. And Chipo United showstopper Stanley Wambali in goal between the sticks. There's Bright Osai Samuel, who is playing from the right back, while Ola Aino will featuring, I beg your pardon, from the left back, with Bruno Oyemachi dropping to the bench. Captain William Trust Ekong, Fulham star Calvin Bassey are the two centre-backs selected by Eric Chell, Wilfred Ndidi and Alex Iwobi operating from the midfield. There's also non-star forward, talking about Moses Simon and Samuel Chukwueze. And that's the starting lineup of that game. We hope that the boys have what it takes on paper. We hope that they'll be able to replicate that on the pitch in this one.
I mean, another thing that's very instructive in this particular formation and how these guys actually set up, or how Erichel actually set up his side, is the fact that this team, right, this Erichel's team, the way he set up these guys, he played them in the exact position they play for their club side. So adaptation won't be a problem, right? These guys have been playing together for quite a lot of time, so the synergies has always been there, right? So I expect the Super Eagles to actually do a very good job today. What I really want to see is how much of a ball-winning side the Super Eagles will turn out to be. But if they are going to play as a team, I don't have any question or any issue as regards that. And the coach, Eric Shell, aside the fact that we've shown that we've got this sort of quality in the side, he's been able to actually manage to actually put the right players in the position they should be. And trust me, Jerry, I don't know what other persons think, but I still feel that Super Eagles is going to actually win this game. But my hope and my fear is I don't want us to, enter into panic mood before we start getting the result. Let's get the first goal early so that we can actually sit and then, unravel all the plans that we have for this particular game. Because the more, the later the goal comes, the more problem it becomes for the boys.
All right, leaving it too late will be dangerous. Okay, and of course you can see the Rwandans are all piped up because the stadium is full to capacity. Osimhen Lookman is about to take a free kick, and all who is who in Rwanda are there live. Not only because Rwanda is playing, but because they are playing the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They want to see the African Footballer of the Year, the past African Footballer of the Year. Talk about Victor Osimhen, and we all know that yesterday's game.
Go!
What a beautiful goal, Victor Osimhen. What a wonderful, world-class goal from the player who just got a hat-trick. Yes, who just got it. Yeah, he just got a hat-trick over the weekend for Galatasaray. That's quite spot on from the current to the past African Footballer of the Year.
Absolutely, Jerry.
What a beautiful combination.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys have really worked on, set piece, and the way the team is playing, the few minutes we've seen, it showed that, yes, Nigeria actually had their work cut out. Like I was saying, get the goal early, and then it is now our turn to be relaxed. Let the Rwandans come out, and let's start pumping them.
Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful connection. From the current to the past African Footballer of the Year. What a way to start that one. Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful connection with the ball. The defense went sleeping. He was already asking for offside, and of course, the VAR checked that in 1 million times. That's a beautiful, world-class goal. Rwanda will now have to pull out and then want to equalize, which means we're going to be having lots of goals.
Absolutely, it's going to be an open-ended game at this point. Yeah. They have no choice. But then if the Rwandans are actually a very smart side, what they need to do is to actually be relaxed. It's still very early. Let's keep it cool. The Super Eagles still need more goals to actually cement their side.
Scoring. You can't relax.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
For more goals.
It's unfortunate, right? They don't have the character to actually do it, but that would have been the smartest move for them. But hey, it is still very much open. And now that it's an open-ended game, the Super Eagles, our players, our wingers can now start running, through the defense line, running through the back of their fullback. The game is going to be more interesting.
Game is going to be more interesting. Maiwa, how would you react to that beautiful goal, courtesy of Victor Osimhen?
Definitely. I was talking about, the set pieces as regards ours were very poor of late. And it's a good one that our boys are able to deliver on that. Definitely, we have gotten the goal now. The Rwandans will come out and want to play us. However, I want to sound a note of caution. Remember, in Nigeria here, while we played the Rwandans, we scored first and we went to sleep and we ended up losing that game 2-1. I hope we will not, take our foot off the gas, because at the moment the Rwandans will be forced to come out. And as it is now, and as the group is at the moment, the Benin Republic guy. Was to do something fantastic against them the second leg. As it is, the Rwandans will be forced to come out. We'll have a lot of spaces to work with. The bottom line is this: our midfield needs to be on their game, because when they come out, they want to outplay our guys and put in the fast balls behind them. Also, our central defense, they need to be well coordinated. If you look at immediately after that particular goal, passes, the Rwandans were trying to launch the ball and cause chaos between our defenders. This is the time we need the likes of Trustekong to be able to marshal the ball. Show it's going to be interesting. Another 25-20 minutes of how Nigeria is going to exploit the space the Rwandans are going to leave behind, because they are searching for an equalizer.
All right, they are searching for an equalizer, and of course, the ball goes to Calvin Bassett to choose Ekong there. And talking about, I can see the calmness at the back, showing that they are on top of the whole situation as far as this game is concerned. Scoring early puts you in a very comfortable position to dictate the play. You're not under pressure anymore. You are just going to see how you can kill the game in terms of any chance that comes forward. Try as much as possible to plan ahead for what's coming up next. And so far, so good. The officiating, we say the officiating has been fair. We've not seen anything to worry about. I'm talking about the setup of the players, all looking like they know what to do.
I mean, Jerry, these guys know what's at stake at this point. Many of them have played, in the finals of, big tournaments, so they understand what this stage call for. I mean, we have 2 African Footballer of the Year in this particular. Tells you, yes, when it comes to experience, class, and this one again. This few, I believe, again, another thing off shown that they can always maintain.
That was still close. I didn't look on this one.
Obviously, they've really done their assignment well. It showed that they've noticed the weak guys is the set piece, and trust me, we're going to really have a lot of it because we have players in Victor Osimhen, Simon, that are going to be constant menace, and these guys will continue to bring them down. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of set piece in this game. I mean, the brilliance of Erichel. I don't want to believe that it's because of Rwanda. It showed that he's done his job right, and that's for me so far. Kudos to him. I just want the super status quo. For me, this is status quo. Let's maintain it till the end of the game.
All right, let's maintain it. The game. I'm talking about the last night, and we expect that to utilize on that draw by picking 3 points in this Group C encounter at the stadium, which is full to capacity. And talking about Benin Republic, they started like they were going to win that game, but somehow, they did not get the 3 points. And much thanks to them, we now look forward to getting 3 points in this one, and maybe start picking more points. And the table is looking more interesting for the Super Eagles.
Well, I think Ikechukwu said something, and he said, and a lot of people might not take cognizance of that. The Zimbabweans might be a stumbling block to Nigeria. There's a particular Musona that has been talking to. He's caught in that particular game. The guy is 35, and he's not moving like a 35-year-old. Because I watched that particular game. Yes, the goalkeeper of Zimbabwe did not clothe himself in glory by dashing the ball away and deciding. However, the way the Zimbabweans played, if not for the fact that they couldn't take their chances very well, they should have won a particular game. They outplayed the Beniners. I mean, for about 15-20 minutes to the end of the game, it was all Zimbabwe attacking. The only time you could see the Beniners was very late in the game, and that's a testament to what the Zimbabweans have planned going forward. I think we need to take the Zimbabweans very, very seriously because there's a Musona that is talking tough and he's walking the talk on the field of play. Back to the Super Eagles, the first 15 minutes we saw them go for cooling break. The elevation of that particular stadium, and that's the reason why a whole lot of our players that play in Europe struggle in that particular stadium. The weather there is very hot because of the kind of elevation that surrounds the stadium. It makes the humidity a bit hot, and that's the reason why they are going for water break. And I just hope that does not play into our players being fatigued out, and in the later stage of the game they won't have the legs to be able to continue. That is more reason why it's much more important when we have our opportunities, we take them, and we score the goal. Then maybe when we start when fatigue starts setting in, we just find a way to manage the game with the lead that we have been able to secure. Our boys are able to manage this game better. Beauty of that particular stadium.
All right, and of course, we know that the fans are solidly behind the Rwandans, and then, of course, they will fancy and dream of a chance to be a part of the World Cup for the first time. And they will see this as a big opportunity. The economy is doing well. A lot of things are going on well for Rwanda at the moment. A big tourist country. And talking about governance is working, and the people are what the opportunity to go to the World Cup will surely be in their minds. But it looks like the Super Eagles is going to be standing in the way of that.
Absolutely. When this came up, they would definitely be looking at Super Eagles and say, this is the reason we might not go to the World Cup. And finding themselves in the position they are at this point is a very, very big upgrade to their football. It says a lot about how much they've actually traveled. I mean, look at Arsenal jersey, you see visit Rwanda. If they make it to the World Cup, there's a big reason you want to visit Rwanda, right? And not just a good tourist destination now. We are also good in when it comes to round leather game. The Super Eagles so far has given a good account of themselves. I've just been seeing how much we can actually win ball, and trust me, with the way this game is going, I see the Super Eagles getting another goal before 15 minutes. And if that happens, trust me, this match might end up in 4 goals. The Rwandans have actually run out of ideas. If you watch the game, if you see how they've been able to coordinate themselves, you know that they've not been able to coordinate 2-3 passes without Super Eagles cutting, their flow of football. The last time we played against these Rwandans, they were so comfortable in the middle of the park. But then, Eric Shell, for me, it just feels like I'm singing his praise, but it's so good to actually see the Super Eagles play this way.
So good to see the Super Eagles confident on the ball, knowing what to do with it. And of course, that's first of all, a team that really wants to win the game should possess, in terms of most especially when you are playing away from a very, very vociferous crowd. Talking about the AMAVUBI Stadium, the Rwandans have come out to show their full support for their team. What could be in the mind of Adel Amruchi now, Maiwa, because definitely he wouldn't have seen that coming, seeing this much early. It's just 25 minutes into that game. I bet they're not going to be down by a goal to nil at this point in time. And it looks like Eric Chell's tactics is working out, because we all heard him talking about the team scoring early, and then that means he has already ticked that part of the talking about the box, saying that, okay, I've got this one right. Okay, let's see if we can capitalize on this. The first 45 minutes is over.
Well, for me, what the coach, if the coach is watching the game like everybody else is watching it, a whole lot of us that are watching will see more than the coaches because they can't see all the angles at the same time. However, I think the reason why we've been able to peg back the Rwandans is connected to the forward movement of Olaino. If you look at the heat map of Olaino since the game started, he has been very close, to the midfield, joining the attack on the left-hand side. And what the Rwandans need to do is to be able to work on their right-hand side, which is our own left-hand side, work on that particular place, because every attack from Nigeria is coming from that side. And I want to throw, a stone at Chukwueze. Chukwueze needs to call for the ball more. We need to be dynamic. Everything has been going through the left-hand side. Chukwueze has to be much more involved, probably, calling for the ball, and for Nigerians to be able to switch, and Samuel Chukwueze can do on the right-hand side. It has always been Moses Simon, Olaino, that has been pegging back the Rwandans all this while. Every courses, every move has been coming out from the left-hand side. It means the Rwandan coach needs to do something about that. Hold the ball more. Then holding the ball more will peg our players back, and
that was really close. We just saw Moses Simons at his best. Definitely, yes. Almost putting the goalkeeper on the spot. That was a brilliant one.
Yeah, almost scoring again. And if you look at where the attack is coming from, is from the left-hand side, which is the right-hand side is from the right-hand side of the of the Rwandans, meaning there is an issue in that particular place. and their coach needs to fix that if they want to have a foothold in this particular game. If that is not fixed, we are going to have a field day, and they are going to surely concede more. It's another set piece, and the last set piece very close, and I think this one might be going inside the net because of how our guys have been handling the set piece since the game started.
Let's enjoy this set piece and see what comes out of it. Hopefully the second goal is already on the way. This one is courtesy of a corner, and I think that's a beautiful one. Oh, what a miss over the bar there. And we understand that a certain Victor Osimhen fan came all the way from Turkey to support Victor Osimhen from his club side Galatasaray. I think that lady deserves a commendation. Well, that's true love. The girlfriend will not be jealous.
Well, I don't discuss relationship matters, but for me, what the only thing
I think you will take the option.
It's not future Mrs. Osimhen.
You will take fancy the option.
Which option? Option of taking the jersey. She was like,
yes, signing the jersey.
Perhaps I'll sign the jersey.
Room. Yes.
Hotel room.
Now we're going to sign lighting artwork. That was at the Nations Cup. You remember in 2019?
I don't know what you're talking about. But
okay. You will not know. Definitely you will not know. Definitely.
But yeah, it says a lot about Victor Osimhen and what he's been able to do for Galatasaray in the 6 months. He's been over 26 goals. Yes, he's a player that can actually look at and say, yes, this guy is someone we want to keep. And it also says a lot. He's actually looking at rallying the fan base to actually, contribute 2,000 euro to actually, sign him on a permanent base. And again, right, I've not sensed that they really love Osimhen that much. They won't even be proposing, these sort of things to the fans to actually help keep him. It shows that yes, there is something the management of the club have seen. That's why they're asking them to actually help out with Osimhen signing. And for this lady to have traveled this long, not even in a major tournament, just a qualifier, it tells a lot about how much they really love him. She's not just seeing her, you might feel you're just seeing somebody from Galatasaray. You are seeing the whole Galatasaray supporting Victor Osimhen in Rwanda. That's really proving right. And yes, I acknowledge you, and that's how I've scored the first goal. So the only thing is the Super Eagles need at this point is to actually crown Osimhen's effort, and he's also supposed to be part of it. Crown the effort by winning, and so that she goes back home with a 3-point and say, yes, my trip was not in vain.
All right, her trip. Osimhen scoring the first goal must have excited her. I would have loved the camera guys to zoom in on her if she's actually at the stadium there watching the game. Lady who is a Galatasaray fan coming all the way to Africa to support Victor Osimhen there. Okay, that's another beautiful pass coming from Moses Simon again. So the question is, what is happening to Samuel Chukwueze's part of the field? Why are we not seeing action coming from there?
Naturally, in a game of football, attack normally starts from left, right? So it is natural to expect that we are going to get a lot of ball from this part. And again, you also look at the synergy of the team. The team is used to seeing Moses Simon regularly on the pitch. So they built a lot of confidence around him. So it is also expected to also have balls coming towards that end of the game. But however, I expect Moses Simon to actually take on that defender. It's just a 1v1, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's good at that.
I don't know why he had to actually, force himself to give that pass. At that point, just take this guy 1v1. Even if it's a penalty, it's going to be dangerous. Yeah. But I just hope he gets it right the next time, because every minute that passes, one goal is not so good for us at this point. We need to score another goal to a place. Because trust me, if these guys manage to equalize at the tail end of this game, it's a draw. It means they didn't lose anything at the end of the day. It means it's a loss for us. So we need to score in a very comfortable position. At this point, 1-0 is still not a victory.
Yeah, definitely. Cancel any chances or hopes that the AMAVUBIs will have concerning coming back into this one, because you have to take your chances as they come. And the way it looks right now, the Super Eagles having the upper hand in terms of the shots on targets and, of course, the goal threats. Goal threats are meant and not to be fancied, or say it's not about, okay, we saw what happened between Liverpool and PSG. PSG had all the shots on target.
True.
They capitalized on one. So they should make sure they take all their chances as they come. But with what the game plan has looked like so far, it shows that Eric Chell's game plan is actually working. But that's not to take it away from the Rwandans. This is how mostly they play into the game. They don't just, they grow into the game.
Yes.
They don't just bring themselves, exert themselves in the game. And the Super Eagles should be as they come. Moses Simon, fantastic player. He should be able to do well. I hope that we will not be counting shots on targets at the end of the day and we only have 1-0. I think that will be a more boring game. But I think the Super Eagles.
Yeah, definitely. There's a need for us to score more goals. And like you said into the game, I think the G3 of them big G3 at the start of the game has beginning to wear off, and they are beginning to grow into the game. And also, what's his name now? And Osai Samuel, they need to do better on the right-hand side. And the reason for that is this. If you look at about 1 or 2 minutes ago, majority of the Rwandan players, they were on the side of the defense. And it means there's a whole lot of space there. And if you look at how our players are queuing up there, there is a whole lot of space there. If Chukwueze is not, affecting much in front of goal, he should be able to also dash back to be able to support a bit of Osai Samuel. I would not want a situation whereby, they have a field day, on the right-hand side of Nigeria and creating a whole lot of panic, because as I'm looking at that particular position, there is a whole lot of space for the Rwandans to be able to work with. It seems they can't work with our left-hand side because there's a lot of pressure there. Moses Simon and Olaino, they've done fantastically well in terms of ensuring that they close all the gaps and they close mark them. But on the right-hand side, there's a lot of space there, and it seems that is where they want to exploit. Our Chukwueze and Bright Osai Samuel, if they want to expose, that means they will be dragging, to second, and that will leave a whole lot of space for the Rwandans to work with.
All right, of course, keep it long here on TV. We're taking a look at live analysis of the game between Rwanda and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The Rwandans are known as the AMAVUBIs. What a good breakup play from the defense lineup. It takes confidence to do that, coming from the defense lineup of the Rwanda national team. As we speak, it's 1 in favor of Nigeria as against the Rwandans who have not scored yet. Okay, who have not scored. Okay, I think Nigerians would prefer okay. Instead of anticipating a goal for the Rwandans. Okay, but it is what it is. The Super Eagles are doing pretty well for us. We'd like you also take your predictions for this game and what you're expecting from the Super Eagles on the comment section, and we'll be able to make sure that you get more than what we're saying in the studio, as far as carrying you along for the next 45 minutes of that game. And of course, as we speak, it's already more than 35 minutes of the first 45 minutes of that game. We hope that the players will stay injury free, because this is not the only game they are playing. We're going to be looking at the second leg.
Yes, I mean,
the second game against Zimbabwe. I mean, absolutely.
This is just a very interesting game. The Rwandans have been showing that they are a side not to, be disrespected. And plus, yes, they've shown they've got a lot of confidence in the defense. You see that they really want you see how much they when the ball comes, no G3, they don't kick the ball out. They want to find the nearest man. And again, the Super Eagles have been doing so well to actually close the gap. That's one very big thing that the Super Eagles have done so well, that it's been a long time that I've seen the Super Eagles play that way. again, this Rwanda side have been able to, you know, try to find a way to look at Bright Osai somewhere and Ola, which is the weakest link. If you watch how they've been playing 1-2 pass in the middle of the park, they swing it to the left to check who is there, they come back, they swing it to the right to check who's there, and they've also tried. Wilfred and Lydia so far that midfield so well that it's been almost impregnable for the Rwanda. Save for just one opportunity for that they've really tried to actually get close to the 18. They've not really had any play that will look at, you know, as a goal threat. And then for the Super Eagles, I think we should really do a lot of work. Our final third, our players are really not. I don't think they are that confident holding the ball. You've got players like Chukwueze and Osimhen. I don't see why we shouldn't have peace at this point. Run these guys down, push them again. Also, you also want to give them, you know, cut them some slack, knowing that the altitude is really some of them have been breathing. Looking at the way they've actually tried to actually slow pace the way they actually started the game. It's how they've been able to. They've been struggling to manage strength in this game. I think it's going to be a lot so far, and this is where players with huge experience like Trusecon needs to come in and start talking to the boys, because it is not just enough to actually play the game. There is also need for huge psychological motivation at this point. We are 1-0 up. For me, I still think it's still very much 0-0 because, like we said earlier on, one goal will just change the odds of the game.
All right, and of course, if you take a look at Ola, I don't know whether he's playing out of his position. I'm seeing him playing from the left today. Already, he has proven to be one of the best, if not the best, right back in Europe this season in terms of the stats that are proving that. But do you think it's comfortable to see him playing today from the left flank instead of playing from the right fullback position?
I mean, he's a fullback. Yeah. First of all, so it doesn't matter the position you're playing. Cancelo is a right fullback, but most of his time he actually played from left fullback position for Man City when Kawaka was still very much in his prime. So to accommodate, you know, Cancelo, and that's exactly what this Eric Shearer is actually doing. He wants to accommodate Isaiah among our fullback. Isaiah is actually the very best in line.
He has the speed.
He has the speed. He has the strength. And this sort of game requires. This sort of game requires speed. It requires exposure to the game, and he's got it. He's the man next to Ola in this category. So the likes of Bruno Onyemaechi is actually very good. But in this sort of game, we need our most experienced, like, who can actually manage, you know, a huge pressure in games like this. And for me, I think it's the right call because Ola is actually very much experienced. This is not the first time he's playing left full back, you know, for the Super Eagles. So again, I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. He also needs time to actually settle in because it's been a long time he actually played from that position.
And it's just 37 minutes. Adel Amrudin, he has made the first move to substitute a player. Are we seeing trouble in paradise of the Rwandans, Maiwa?
Well, they need to score, and they need to score very, very fast. And what I'm suspecting is this: if you look at all their attack, they seem to be trying to get through. From sound a note of caution for our team, we are beginning to drop a bit, and that is not nice. We are giving the Rwandans able to play, and they know for a fact that it seems the right hand is a place that they want to exploit. And I will not be surprised that it's coming in now. We probably want to exploit that particular position. It seems the altitude issue is beginning for the game to be stopped in the first 15 minutes shows how high that altitude is. And, you know, it takes a whole lot. And altitude, for a lot of people, you know, that might not the way you breathe. And the faster you breathe, you know, the easier you get tired. And that is what we are seeing at the moment. Our play, and there is a need for us to be able to do something about that. And that's the reason why I need a Chukwueze to come.
I mean, within his first touch, he has had a shot on target on trying to settle Stanley Nwabali. So it shows that it's already a plan coming from Amden Amruchi, and the defense, we need to be very, very, very careful.
Again, this sort of game, you expect both sides to play. I'm not actually surprised that the Rwandans are actually trying to up into this particular game. They're actually trying to push the Super Eagles back. It is expected. There's a reason why they are top of the log. You have to give them that respect, right? Very, very difficult terrain. So all of these things need to be factored out. Now the Super Eagles need to do one thing: relax. You can actually sit back, right, and then still control the game. All we need to do at this point is to manage and then hit. When it's time to hit. They are dangerous. Our defense have been able to do a very, very good job. Our midfielders have actually won a lot of balls. Yes, this is expected in a game like this, like a final, to a team that is topping the league, the long terrain, and then expect them to sit back and watch you after going to go up. No, I think his presence in this particular game is more of a tactical move. The coach knows that Samuel Chukwueze is one player. We've seen that in him, but he's maybe because he's yet to actually level of expectation. Samuel Chukwueze is a player that is got that level win you a game, right? So tactically, his presence is still very much needed. One pass, and then the defense of Rwanda will just be cut open. So to actually make change and change his approach to the game. But then so far.
All right, of course, I prefer Samuel Chukwueze coming from the bench to use his speed to capitalize on the team opposition when they're already tiring out. I don't know. I've not fancied him of late, starting in games. Easily gets tired. That's one thing about Samuel Chukwueze, because he runs a lot and he doesn't get the balls a lot, and things don't work his way. I not see him doing anything really different in that kind of player Samuel Chukwueze is. He's good when he's with the ball. When he's less useless, and it's pretty unfortunate that he's starting this game and it looks like he's not on the pitch.
Well, definitely that has been the case, and I want to see him influence on the game more. The Rwandans are beginning to go into the game, and also there's a motivation for the Rwandans. Their president is sitting down the VIP box, and that is enough reason for them to go to battle. They are beginning to show signs that they mean business. For their coach in the 37th minute, that's an indication, and there is a need for Chukwueze to show himself more in that particular game. I want the boss to go more to go for him, to come to him, and he's not even calling for the ball. If he's calling for the ball, he will get the ball. I know he has the ability to take on players. This is the kind of time whereby we've seen Nwabali when the ball comes to him, he takes the ball to the side, wastes a couple of seconds, and pick up the ball. That is not a good sign. I want those keeping possession should be our players, whereby you can win fouls and break up play. And I know Chukwueze has that quality, and I expect him to call for the ball more, take on one or two players, get fouled. We get to settle down and put ourselves in place for us to be able to attack. We don't know what will come out of that set piece.
All right, of course, the Rwandans are back. You can see the tensions are very high, and of course, the Rwandans are talking about the fans are on the play, talking about trying to affect the play in that one, and of course, you can see the defender standing in front of talking about Stanley Nwabali, trying to distract him.
They are going the Arsenal way.
Oh, yeah, talking about that's the dark art of Arsenal. And Ikechukwu will not find it like a joke, because in spite of one time he took them to where they don't know. Okay, that looks like someone is just picking up a knock. I hope it's not serious, because we'll still need them fresh for the Zimbabwe game. But this one, it's a must win for the Super Eagles, and I hope the Moroccan referee will be up to the task in making sure that the Rwandans don't go into dirty play, allowing them to get away with such situation. Of course, Calvin Bassey is a very important player for the Super Eagles. We don't want him to pick injuries in this one. I think that's actually supposed to be a yellow card for me.
Well, sometimes referee will just decide to give you a warning because of course that's not a reckless tackle. But then Super Eagles needs to just take it easy. I mean, just 3 minutes to the end of the game, just wind down the clock and let's go back for a refresh. The guys have really given a good account of themselves, even though at some point they have shown that the Super Eagles have actually lost, the idea of winning balls back. So all of these things show that the Super Eagles have given a lot in this particular game. But I just hope that the boys actually throw in more fights in the second half. Just maintain how the game has been so far. Run down the clock. 3 minutes to the end of the game. Let's take it easy. They should be conservative more in this final part of the game, so that when we come back in the second half, we'll now look at what we need to do to actually get the early goal in the second half again.
All right, and of course there's just some 3 minutes added time in the first 45 minutes. The Super Eagles are still leading by a goal to nil, and to start that game, and Victor Osimhen has been the man who got the first goal. In the first 8 or 15 minutes of that game, we're already 1-0 up. And what are we expecting as the game wraps up? We should be expecting, okay, we're just hearing that a goal is coming, and the Super Eagles are looking very...
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has cautioned the federal government against
quite a very, very brilliant one, where this is what we say, this guy, you understand what is at stake, and what a way to end the 5 minutes. And Victor Osimhen is proving like he wants to replicate the hat-trick he got for Galatasaray in this one. That's a beautiful move coming from Victor Osimhen. You don't want to see him in that position. That's a beautiful goal. And I think the lady from Galatasaray will surely say, money well spent.
Absolutely.
To come and see. Money. And of course, the Nigerian fans are so excited. What a beautiful goal. Brilliant goal from a top striker. I think a lot of Premier League clubs will be regretting not getting this man.
Arsenal in question.
Arsenal, yes. We're regretting not signing him when they had the chance. And I think it will be bigger than Arsenal.
Absolutely. Not bigger than Arsenal. But
no, the money, I don't think Arsenal will be able to pay the money now, because they are saying 65 million. With what I'm seeing, before the season wraps up, it will be 80 or 80 million pounds. Napoli will be playing hardball.
It's not going to be more than that. 70 million pounds at this point.
I don't think Arsenal will be able to
because the truth is Napoli wants to lay him off. That's the truth. Napoli will lay him off.
Napoli will not want a player with his assets right now. Because the thing is that when you have something, you know that
the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to government administration.
Napoli doesn't want to see me again. That's the very first. Now, when you don't,
do you think it's more like that? It's Osimhen does not want to play for Napoli again.
No, see, Napoli don't want to see me. That's why they loaned him. They actually wanted to sell him, but nobody had him at that spot.
Because of the price.
So now they actually gave a price, and no club was able to meet it.
Yeah.
So because there's a bad blood already, the relationship is strained. This guy, they want to lay him off. It's just like you don't need this last
explanation. I think with what he has scored already, 5 goals in 2 matches, and to score more, I think it's worth 100 million pounds. That's gonna be it's gonna be smiling. I think already Laurentiis will be happy with what is happening. That okay, I think that's 60 million.
No, I know 60 million is actually. I'm looking at 70 million.
Yeah,
70, 75. But I don't think it's going to be up to 80 million. No.
70 million is decent.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, 70 million.
I think it's even making it more harder for those who
because that's what Napoli is proposing. 35,000 fans, 2,000 each.
Wow,
yeah, it's $2 each rather. And two pounds each. So for 35,000, so that's what they are looking at. So that's a decent figure for a player. would have won the African Football of the Year.
Mario, you can see the boys, they are already saying their prayers and giving thanks to God Almighty for the first 45 minutes. And it looks like game on in this one. More goals coming for the Super Eagles.
Well, definitely, if the Rwandans would defend that way, I think we are going to score 3-4 more goals. What was that defender thinking? Why would you go for that ball that way? Why can't you be that firm? I mean, the central defender of Rwanda decided to dash Nigeria that particular goal. And also, Osimhen was in form, was alert to that mistake to chase after the ball. And he was very cool and calm in front of goal. And he has shown again that he has the quality, you know, to play for a bigger club, provided the bigger club have eyes and because I don't understand why Osimhen is playing.
The Dangote Oil Refinery, currently operating at 85% capacity, is expected to reach full production within the next 30 days. The 650
Don't have striker because Salah is on his way out, and then
You have Darwin Nunes.
Darwin Nunes also on his way out. Yes, he's going.
Beg him to stay.
No, you don't have to beg a player that you're not using. He doesn't play now. He plays from the bench, so he's not useful. So you have to say, looking for a striker. Højlund yesterday was on fire. Yes, Højlund was busy mocking a Man United legend, and later he was saying he wasn't trying to mock him. In a game, you were playing Portugal. You score a goal and you are doing the seal in front of a legend.
No.
I think Højlund that showed disrespect. I showed that he wants to take over from Ronaldo.
That's not
no problem.
That's not a disrespect. It's actually not.
No matter
if
you want to color it.
If Højlund had done that,
No.
if Højlund had done that in another game that is not against Portugal, you would have seen it as an influence, Ronaldo influence.
Yes.
So that's what it is. That's what
It's
happened.
an insult.
Ronaldo influence.
Doing it in a game Ronaldo is playing.
I acknowledge you, sir.
No matter what you are saying. Don't worry, boys will treat him up when they catch him in England, because you don't do that. And of course, it shows that you guys have a potent striker going into the remainder of the games. And
Who is the potent striker?
Højlund is back. He's on fire.
Back where?
Scoring against Portugal. It's not easy. You have to give it to him. He's back. You add Darwin Nunes to that, you are good to go.
No, you take
Darwin all the way. No, we are taking Osimhen. We are going for Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is available.
You people can keep.
Victor Osimhen is available.
How much? I mean, Darwin Nunes is cost you guys a lot now. Over 60 million, right?
Yes.
So why are you trying to discard him?
He's not up to 60 million anymore because he has not fulfilled any of the add-ons. I think we'll have to ask for a refund from Benfica. And maybe loan him back.
Wait, now loan up money that they buy.
Yes, that was the agreement. The add-on was whatever he is able to achieve, and he has not achieved anything. And if he wins the Premier League now, I hope Benfica will not want to start asking for anything.
It's part of the contract. Why would they ask?
You signed the contract now.
He signed the contract. His presence gave you the league. He defeated PSG because of his.
Don't let me use this laptop to eat your head. Why he gave us this league?
His presence almost gave you the UEFA Champions League.
Which Champions League?
He gave the assist for Elliott, but you guys were. Yes,
the Champions League from the.
You guys showed.
This is the first time I'm hearing this, so please rewind.
You guys showed that you don't have what it takes to actually compliment. You don't have what it takes. That's why you're sounding this way.
You almost win the Champions League round of 16. I've never heard this before. This is the first time.
Were you not topping the table?
First leg round of 16, you almost win Champions League. You think it's violated that you do Ururu for round of 16?
But you're topping the table now.
I almost win the Europa League.
You top the table.
Is that round of 16? Do you win Champions League?
You got knocked out in round of 16.
This is why United fans. I don't even know.
Wait, you got knocked out in round of 16.
Anyway,
is it round of 16? PSG
let's bring it back to where Ururu is not done.
Is it?
They have 4 qualifiers. All right. What should be in the mind of Eric Chell going into the next 45 minutes? And some other players on the bench, and take away Samuel Chukwueze.
No, don't do that. Don't take an Osimhen off. Osimhen is putting fear in the heart of the defenders, and that's the reason why they are making uncharacteristic mistake. I mean, owing to the fact if you saw the second goal, I mean, the defender was so scared. I don't know what he was scared of. Maybe Osimhen became a lion and tried to run away from the ball. Maybe that's the reason. Osimhen has a way of pegging those defenders back and in front of goal. So if you want to take an Osimhen off, we are winning 4-0 by 86, 87 minutes, or even in the 88th minute. Just take him off at that particular time. But at this point in time, 2 goals can vanish in 5 minutes. It has happens to Nigeria. 2 goals can vanish in the next 5 minutes. So Osimhen needs to continue to play, to continue to peg back to Rwandans, because definitely they are going to come out more. They are 2 goals down. If they want any shot at qualifying for the World Cup, they will need to come out and they will need to at least score 2 goals before they start thinking of winning. So that will give us enough room to be able to play with. And Osimhen and AMAVUBI Lookman can do more damage. If we are winning comfortably, maybe 5-0 in the 80 minutes, when it gets to 80 minutes, remove an Osimhen, rest him, let Victor Boniface and Aroko Dare, let them come and express themselves.
All right, this goes to show that Osimhen not playing in the first 3 qualifiers, or 4 if I'm correct in that one, actually was one of the reasons why we are in this dilemma. Imagine he was available in those games where we were relying on Onacho and Victor Boniface, according to the commentators in Germany, and Tanimu and Co. Imagine we had a Victor Osimhen available in those games. By this time, we'll just be wrapping up the qualifiers and picking 3 points as much as they come.
I think it's going to be unfair to Eric Shell if we actually look at it that way. The truth is, the Super Eagles at that point does not look like we have a team. And we have to be very honest with ourselves. Osimhen might still be in those games and we'll still be in the position we are in.
I think it would be difficult to say. Because Osimhen has always been on fire.
I'm not taking away Osimhen's influence. I'm not taking away Osimhen's influence.
Ahead of Onachu, Boniface, and Co.
If you've seen those games, you know that the Super Eagles play so poorly. So let's be very honest with ourselves. We don't have what it looks like a team at that point, right? Now, if we had this way without Osimhen in those games, we would have been in a more comfortable position than we are in today. Again, I'm not taking away Osimhen's influence. I'm not taking away, his class as a player. But then I think it's going to be unfair to the coach who has done a lot of work to actually bring these guys. And we see the Super Eagles. The Super Eagles we are seeing today, to be very honest, we know that it's different from the Super Eagles we've watched in the last 18 months. Even in the Nations Cup, the Super Eagles didn't play this way. Even while the Rwandans were trying to actually impose themselves in the game, it still showed that the Super Eagles were still controlling this game. We watched in the last game against our last game against Rwanda, the qualifying round. It showed
that brings a whole lot of quality to the national team. However, that is an indictment on the strikers we have. God forbid, Osimhen gets injured, and he's not able to play.
You know, the thing is that there's something when the mouth says something. He should not even pick even in knock. Yes, okay.
I mean, God forbid. I mean, the form he is right now, even for his career, I don't pray he gets injured, but injury is part of football.
Yeah.
What if he gets injured and he cannot play for the national team for the next 6 months?
Yeah.
It's an indictment on the current at the moment. We should be able to have people that can step up. Yes, they might not be an Osimhen, but they should be able to deliver like an Osimhen. I mean, and that's the reason why when Osimhen plays, there is always a difference. When he does not play, there's a difference because we have not been able to get a quality player that can, do something in his absence. And in that, it's also, it has also it has also cut out the work for our coaches and those handling the team. There's a need for them to.
It is going to be a very crucial one as far as the next 45 minutes is concerned. Okay, take a look at what we've seen in the first half, the style of play. Are they going to continue with that tempo? Because you know that the Rwandans will come up with something different, possible to see if they can get 2 goals. The Rwandans have done it before. They've come from 2 down to play draws and even go ahead to be that bold to see if they can win games. So 2 is not still too much in 45 minutes for them to come back from. Myra.
It's not too much. But we have seen a team, and I'm not throwing shot at Arsenal, we have seen Arsenal throw away 4-goal lead before. Remember Sheikh Tiote, and that can happen anytime. So, I mean, it just takes one mistake. They score 1 goal, and they are back into the game, and Nigeria will be under a whole lot of pressure. The thing is we have to continue with the same tempo we have started with. We moment they will be when forced to come out. It means pressure. It means we have to be so gaps to them on the show now. Remember where he took the ball when that soak up the pressure, then hit them, and we get our goals. That's equalizing.
We'll be able to see what happens as far as that one is concerned. And Eric Chell, so far so good. Can we say start coaching career with the Super Eagles into him in terms of the team showing that they're ready to show that they to win at all costs as far as this one is concerned. So we can say for a fact that it looks like Eric Chell is going to be the man, or looks like the man.
Definitely, if you get a regular job, they give you 6 months to perform. They will put you on probation for 6 months, and after 6 months, then you become a full-time employee. I think HL is still in his probationary period. However, the moves he has made, and I've said it on times, the level of his. However, immediately after the moves he made me have a rethink. As he doesn't have the experience to be able to take the Super Eagles. The first thing he did was to visit the key players in their club, visit them in their club, itemize his strategy to them. And, these are the people that will galvanize other players to be able to perform. Remember, in the qualifiers, all through the time Osimhen has been playing, there has been no time where it was that in camp. Osimhen was the first in camp. It shows that and even after that, we saw HL going to welcome each and every player coming to camp. It shows his man management skill. And if you're able to manage your players well, the players will want to die for you. I want to take you back to when he was managing of their power. A lot of Manchester United player wanted to die on the field for Ferguson. So the same thing is what we are seeing now. Charles was able to start in the boys, and we are seeing the result on the field of play.
All right, and of course, just like the way Osimhen arrived on time and to score a brace today, Kizike is arriving on time. Is he going to score a hat-trick today? All right, Kizzy, I know you're excited already.
I'm ready. You see my jersey.
And I see maybe you enter the next 45 minutes, so I'll play.
I'm still warming up. I'm warming up.
You're still warming up on the sideline.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen the Super Eagles starting well, looking good, and 2-0 up. This is how we want to see the Super Eagles play. Yeah,
I think I must say, well-expected game. Eric Chell knows everything was at stake. Well, good evening, Lagos. Great to be on the locker room show with Jerry and Ike. But I must say, let me just quickly say that I think Eric Chell is doing a good job. I must commend the starting lineup. Nobody did say that Olaina could play in that role. We know he can play that role. Yeah. Now, Olaina has been like a left full back. Osayi Samuel from the right side. Now, I like something about the prowess. Now, the up front is amazing. The Lookman is playing close to Simon. Ademola Iwobi as well. Then you see Samuel Chikwueze. A lot of people would never believe he would get a start. So we felt like it was going to be a Simon from the right, Lookman to the left. No, it's been like a two guys up front. But Osimhen has been amazing to watch, bro. Osimhen returning has been magnificent. See, at the way Nigeria, see Osimhen, see, it's exception. See, Rwanda will ask themselves question, why are we Nigeria right now is happy to see this result. 2-0, and guess what? I think Osimhen might go home with the ball today.
Wow, yeah, because you can see that there's this G3 Rwanda defense. They were worried about Victor Osimhen, And it showed the way they were marking Osimhen.
Yeah.
They were scared anytime Osimhen was going to go at the ball. I think that's already a good advantage. And it looks like hat-trick might not be enough.
A hat-trick would not be wrong, but the reason I'm saying this is, I'm so sorry to share this, the Rwanda side look uncertain. They look like a team that struggled to play from behind. They barely play in our opposition box, like the box of Nigeria. Now, they're just playing around within themselves, like, what do we do? We don't know what to do up front when they get the space, but it's about the progress of Nigeria, the way they attack it. Kavabasi is calm, enjoying himself, just echoing as well. The back line is amazing to watch, but did you see Didi? Make I know they call their name 1-1. Nigeria, they play ball. Nigeria won't good. See, Rwanda, they go ask themselves, say, why we can't play this match? Let me tell you something. They've not been at the World Cup before. They have a new manager. That's the post. Abdallah Morochi. What are you? Oh, see, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I think the way you're excited is like Osimhen has promised you something.
Not with that.
Well, see, the truth is, the reason a lot of Nigerians were angry is the delay it took to bring a manager.
Yes.
Now we're expecting that because we're expecting to see a manager who have been there at the highest level because of the position we are in. Now we got Erichel. That's why a lot of persons are angry. But if you look at the way he set up the team before he joined the Super Eagles, you will know that he's going to play the way the Super Eagles. I mean, one thing we do back is the quality. That yes, we've got the quality to do the job, and we did. We've been able to in the first 45 minutes. Our midfield, the way he set his team, players have been tasked to do the job of playmaking, and just there to actually string in the pass. Rather, it's there to string in the pass in the middle. It's there to this is the job these guys have been doing. The best thing the Super Eagles have done have quality is the fact that every they are always chasing it. So it's uncertain.
Yeah, true.
But they are terrible with long passes. So we've been throw long. That's what they about 20 towards that between that 25 to 35 minutes of this game. You realize that at some point when they started being comfortable with short passes, they got to the edge of our 18 about 2 or 3 occasions. That is their strength. That's how they play. But all the times they've been forced to throw long, Olaino and Brighton Samuel have been cutting all the things they've been doing, like the. And
that's Ogumo Dede on the bench.
I mean, who else should be on the bench with the coach, if not the best coach at the moment for in the EPFL, and alongside the man who won the league last season in Fidelis Ilechukwu. So the Super Eagles got everything in terms of managers going into this game, and trust me, the result is reflected.
And the option of always using Osimhen Lookman for the set pieces today, I think that's also another tactics that Erichel would have employed and the players would have agreed on. And quite spot on, coming from the African Footballer of the Year. I think it will create a lot of fear even in the opponent, knowing that the current African Footballer is taking the set pieces. And so far so good, they've been going where it should go in terms of giving the Eagles chances of winning. I think
that part where Lookman has been sensational to watch this evening. And I must say, it's a training from the training to the pitch. That's what I've seen. He has got that cooler. He watch all of the balls, even though he doesn't go all of the time. He's got that curve. He's got that texture. From the right, he takes the corner. From the left, it's about Lookman. But one thing is known in this game. Lookman is having a wonderful combination with Osimhen. Osimhen is playing like a team player. He has always been a leader. We've seen the quality. But I'm looking at the connection that Ademola Lookman is sparing. We've seen him play at Atalanta sometimes. They like playing 3 up front, where you have Cataleria, Richegi, and also Lookman. But today, he's playing like a number 8. But I like the swap. When you watch this game, swap. Now, our bench is looking scary. We have Boniface on the screen already. Onyemaechi is on the bench. A lot of people expected that Onyemaechi would have gotten the start.
I think this time, Boniface, yes, he should be taking notes. And I think he should come out with his jotter and start learning from what Osimhen is doing differently. Yeah. Because imagine the chances he was given and he didn't take advantage of it. I'm not even looking at him as far as the bench is concerned.
A lot of people said something about Osimhen. They said Osimhen is one of the reasons. He's up saying the injury is one of the reasons why Osimhen have to draw.
That's what we're in this situation.
But now he's back to play. But I just would say this game, some players will be getting a call to play. But I can't go wait to see Papa Mustafa Daniels, but I know you might not be a fan of that guy. People don't know him, but he's a very good player. I'm not advocating for him, but people like Tolu Rokodario, this kind of game, Boniface.
I really want to see Tolu in this one.
Right side, Samuel Sainz this one, and Sakana Cake. And Traore has been on. I don't know. He's really he's a good goalkeeper.
Jerry, see,
that's a kung fu player, right?
Jerry, see this game, right?
Yeah.
This is the sort of game Boniface will play and play comfortably. It's very good when you play him double pivot in up front. Trust me. See, if the coach want to make any change now, it's going to be perhaps a Samuel Chukwueze or Moses Simon coming out, and then Moses Simon will Victor Boniface will play alongside Victor Moses, Victor Osimhen from. I'm being very honest here. You see him; he's going to come in and he's going to bring a very different dynamic to the game.
Tolu, because Tolu has been awesome for his club side, and we want to see something different.
I've told you before, Jerry. In this sort of game,
I will see if we want to see Tolu coming in, because I don't want the tempo of this game to come down, to drop. Because Victor Boniface will want to bring down the tempo of the attack.
But the truth
we need a player who is more hungry, who is faster, who can at least bamboozle the attack. And Victor Boniface does not sit well for me.
Jerry, it's all about style of play.
Yeah, Samuel Chukwueze has been silent.
Jerry, it's all about style of play. Are you telling me last season the Bayern Leverkusen side you saw? Well, I'm coming now.
See, I get time before. Not be property.
What I'm saying is his style still remains the same. Victor Boniface's style still remains the same. Did he attack of Bayern Leverkusen last season? It's all about the style. It's all about what the manager wants to play. If he comes into this game the way this Super Eagles is set up, it's going to be a different beast. Trust me.
Yeah, but that one yesterday, I think I would agree with him on one part, but with Nigeria should be very wary. The way the game they go now, I'm not good. They just say we don't on top now. When they go this game, I watch this game and say go still there. But one thing I want to talk now, Jerry Shapard, say this our lineup makes sense. No, our lineup makes sense. Now waiting, Chelsea go do now. We say some players they say never play, we will never see.
Who are still hungry.
Yeah. But on the Ikechukwu part where he's bringing Boniface, I'm not taking exception, but I'm just looking at Boniface can play in Zimbabwe, in Nigeria on Tuesday. But the only reason you tell me he has not found his footing in Nigeria, but opportunity will need. But who go come out? Chukwueze, like you're really pointing. But if they tell you that Chukwueze will start, will you believe?
I don't even expect Chukwueze to start. Maybe that's
the coach here.
What it means when the coach is seeing it from a different perspective.
Exactly.
What he sees in training, what he has seen Samuel Chukwueze do. This is a kind of player I want to start in this high tempo game. That could be the reason why Samuel Chukwueze is starting. But all the coaches would have preferred the Samuel Chukwueze to come from the bench when the opposition is already tiring out. A player who can still make a lot of runs and, of course, bamboozle the opposing defense. But that's not the case right now. That means we might be relying on players from the bench to be able to do that. And him not making any substitution shows that there's no cause for worry for what he has seen in the first half. Unlike the Rwandans, who have already started gathering all the substitution already, because they know that if they don't win this game, how difficult is it going to be for Rwanda making it to the World Cup, Mayo?
Definitely, they are still they still have points ahead of us, and we are playing well in this particular game. There's a particular Zimbabwe that is a lot of people are not talking about, and I think we should be wary of Zimbabwe making any substitution. Definitely, there is no reason to do that at the moment. We should start the way we started, and they've been giving a good account of themselves so far. However, something that I've seen in this game that has been an improvement for me so far is our set piece. Which anytime we have a set piece, there is no time that we play set piece that our player is not the first to win the ball. I think that is an improvement over how we've been able to handle set piece in the previous game, and that is kudos to Eric Chell. I'll raise up my hand and say I was one of those that say Eric Chell do not have the experience to handle our team. However, so far what he he knows what he's doing. Apart from Kweze that has not been able to live up in this particular game, I showed up to be content. Playing is I coming too hard for him. I just the way to tackles so he doesn't get injured.
All right, and of course, if you take a look at it, if I can see the table at the moment, if this game ends now, it will just be a point separating the Super Eagles from Rwanda. That means they now have 6 points if they get to win this after. He just made mention of something. He said, play. Because that's always been what Nigerians have been looking forward to. Are we seeing something different from... Imagine that the Guavon was the coach of this team going into this game. Would you have expected the Eagles to be playing this way?
No, I think one of the reasons, one thing certain about Eric Chell, he's got the style already before now. Eric Chell is a man that loves to play. Like he already said, he likes to dominate. So when you talk about the team was bigger than the Guavon, talk about playing wise, and Pesero was not too bad. As the problem Pesero was, Nigeria was not playing good football. The result was coming. We got to the final. It was a runner-up. But we just want to be dominant. We are the playing side. We have got the quality. Now, the truth of the matter remains, the way we thought this game would have gone is not what we are saying. We thought Rwanda would, like a team that has got a new coach, a team that have not been at the World Cup all their life. Nigeria have got 6 appearances in the World Cup. So they know what it takes to miss out on the Mondial this time around. 2022 in Qatar, we missed out. It would be so bad if Nigeria missed out on this part. It's at the detriment of the nations. You can imagine millions of Nigeria watching this game and how happy and how they will be at this point. I bet when I score one more goal, make I get joy. I'm not surprised to see Eric Chell play this way. The truth is that Eric Chell has this thing in him before, inbuilt here. One of the reasons why he took a pay cut, some people are saying he took a pay cut because he wants to get on the job to build his archive and CV, but I would disagree. Nobody would, I mean, any manager would want to jump on this job. But the problem is, if we miss out of the World Cup, how would you cope? Everything will be dented. And Nigeria knows if they miss out of this 2006, we know the story. And so we will not want to miss out on the point. The biggest tournament in football. So the players now, I'm saying, I think they're playing so spiritual they need. Because, see, Jerry, let me say it. Let me be factual with you. It's about the mentality of the boys. Sometimes it's not about the coach. These guys know. Osimhen is 26. Next World Cup after 2026 will be 2030. Majority, I think I'm saying 98 of the setup. Only Ekong have been at the World Cup in that set.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
looking at that,
maybe Moses Simon, I don't know.
I know Moses Simon 2018, no, just
he was
Ekong.
injured prior to the 2018.
Yes, just Ekong. Yeah. So you look at them, they know we need to be at the World Cup. That's the joy of that player. And Osimhen has shown us the reason why he's the highest, the lead top scorer in Turkey, and also Aroko Dare. I want to see him coming to play good football.
Yeah, it's good to know that the players know what is at stake. The chance of playing at the World Cup is a very, very big one.
I think he was also part of 2018.
Yeah, he was part of the 2018. And if you take a look at this team, it would be unfortunate not to have this quality at this time where we've had successive Footballer of the Year, and we don't have our team at the World Cup in a historic competition where we're having a pool of 48 teams and 3 countries hosting for the first time. There's a lot going into this World Cup, and it's unfortunate how they've increased the number of teams. We also have Nigeria, which is one of the biggest teams in Africa, the biggest concern. I'm not believing up to that billing, but you can't take it away from the team that's African Footballer of the Year. On consecutive occasions. Give Africa a chance. What who said Nigeria cannot repeat? So if you have to Osimhen front, I'm not afraid at the World.
Absolutely. The Super they have everything to actually be at the biggest stage where the biggest of boys will be arriving. And this is why I look at this Eric Chell side and I just see joy. The thing is this, right? Every single time in Super Eagles, Nigerians are known to play a certain way. Nigerian fans are known to watch football and enjoy it. Yeah. Right? Just the same way Brazilians will just go to the stadium, watch football and want to enjoy it first. It's also a thing for the Dutch and also some part of the Latin Europe, like the Spain and other countries around that area, France inclusive. But the thing is this, right? When you have a team, you have a quality, and then you go into a game to actually do a problem. This is the problem we had with Pesero. Eric Chell came into the Super Eagles setup. We've seen the way he actually played in South Africa that almost defeated Nigeria in that particular game showed that this man, with the right quality, is going to dominate the continent of Africa. And Nigeria is that right quality. Taking the Super Eagles job, I mean, obviously an upgrade for his CV, right? I mean, there's no reason why such a job will come calling without you wanting to jump on it. The whole of Africa don't even know who Eric is, but now, trust me, the world will be interested in knowing the man that's leading the Super Eagles to the next World Cup.
He was popular for having water poured on his head.
You know, of course.
He will have another reason to be popular now.
Now, leading the Super Eagles to the World Cup. But what I quickly want to say, right, so far, the Rwandans have been able to find, you know, a way to actually try to start imposing themselves. And what have they been able to do? They've tried to push the side and have a second man running behind our fullback. At every single point in time that they those passes, you see a second man running behind our fullback, and that has been able to actually give them a, you know, in the game. We need a third goal to actually kill this game off. The likes of Samuel Chukwueze and Moses Simon need to step up, because what they've done with that second man running behind our fullback is that they've forced our wingers, who are supposed to be our creator in chief, to actually start defending. And it's been a very big problem so far for the Super Eagles. It has created an overload for the likes of Alex Iwobi and Wilfred Ndidi in the middle of the park.
And they will not be able to keep up. And this is where we need.
And of course,
the Club Brugge man. I'm trying to remember.
Onyedika.
Oyedika.
Oyedika needs to come in, and we need another man that can actually really run.
Yes.
We need a man that can actually really run, and somebody in the middle that can actually. Okay, Oyedika will do that job fine. He can actually slow the tempo. These guys, so I don't know. I'm not the coach, but I am a coach. But I am a thing. I said earlier, it's a lot easier for us sitting outside as spectators to actually see the game properly more than the coaches. So we expect the coach to also read the game as it unfolds, because a lot of pressure. Still very, we do not need to actually be soaked into so much pressure, because just a goal will change the dynamics of the game, because all they will be seeking after is a second goal. It's not a good result for the Super Eagles at this point. We need to win all of our 6 games to ensure that we make it to the Mundial.
Yeah, winning all your 6 games. I think you start from here. But I would disagree with him on the part where he has talked about our players, talking about the wingers being forced to, you know, join the attack, creativity. I would say Eric Chell. I think Eric Chell's style of football has never been the wingers. I will say, I think Eric Chell is trying to build that midfield in a way that it doesn't have to be only Alex Iwobi who drives the ball. One thing in the second half, after you said they come out to play, and that's football. That's how when the team is losing. We did see what happened in Germany. Germany playing yesterday against. We saw what happened. Sandro Tonali's goal was looking like they were going to win. Exactly. Yeah. So looking happen here, but the difference is that Nigeria has dropped so deep. Now the lone striker is what we are seeing. Watch the game very well. You see, Osimhen is now up front alone, which we are not expecting to see. We want to see a look. See, we need to keep advancing. I think Nigeria is quite relenting. The pep talk actually works. Abdul Amosh have told them, come out and play. Don't play in your box. That's what they've been doing. They were playing good football, but look uncertain, and now they are out to play. So Nigeria also needs to take the attack, take the opportunities, because we have that can hurt any side in the world. So we need to now come out to play. Now they are coming out to play. But we are dropping deep, and it's showing that like we may not get as much as many goals we want. Now talking about the substitution, who would suit into this game? Now Onyedika will come and hold the game. We know, but do I really think Onyedika is missing on this game? That's the question. I think Osimhen needs someone else to join the attack. But I don't know who wants to go off. But maybe Samuel Chukwueze, like everybody's pointing out. Yeah,
Samuel Chukwueze has not really been in this game, and we need all the players who are running, as well as chasing the ball. Ball winning almost brought an issue one time. Yeah. And of course, Skizzy understand what ball winning is all about. Right. And if you take a look at ball winning situations, it helps a team to be able to dictate play. Right. If we are not able to get that right, we might have to chase the Rwandans for the remainder of the game, because they are desperate. They want to score.
That's the word, they are desperate.
And when you win balls, it gives you opportunity to beat them on the counter, because now they are out of their defense, trying to look for a goal, and you have a potent striker who will be able to bury the goals. And hopefully the coach will be able to pass the message to those in the middle of the field. Right. I'm talking about the midfielders, So at least maybe 2 of them is not enough. Because when the more numbers from the Rwandans, it's more difficult for Ndidi and it will be alone to do all the business.
You know, this part is very essential. That's the reason why the coach. The question is, where Simon playing? Simon is not playing. Simon should be playing from the flank, but I think he's trying to play that midfield attacking wise. Now, if you're bringing an Onyedika, which is not wrong, it means you are going to allow Ndidi to play box-to-box role, because they will not sit deep and play double pipe. I don't think that exists anymore in football. It doesn't. Our back line is, see, the Rwandans are playing because we have given them the opportunity to play. Sure. But one thing is certain, we need to understand that that's how football works. When a side is losing, regardless of if there's a word like that, winners in the game, they will always want to attack. But, like Ikechukwu said, football is crazy. One goal now, if they get to score a goal, the dynamic of the game will change.
Yeah, the confidence
level will be
different.
Nigeria needs to take the opportunity. But one thing they need to stop, don't allow them play.
Yeah, don't allow them to play. That's why ball winning definitely is crucial.
Now, how the first substitution?
All right, the first substitution is about to come in. That looks like Papa Daniel. Yeah, with the way he was. Okay, and Olaino is coming off. I hope he's not.
Both of them. Onyemaechi is coming in, left full back from Olympiacos fully now. Okay,
that means Bright Osai Samuel might be coming to.
No, Osai Samuel continues. Onyemaechi goes to the left.
Onyemaechi is actually a natural left.
Then Raphael is coming
left back player, and okay, it seems
like you said now,
the coach is listening.
Exactly.
He has seen what we have been saying, and trying to make that option right now.
So at this point is that Wilfred Ndidi and Rafael Onyeka will sit and control the middle. They'll read all of the games. They are both like for like players in this.
I doubt they sit.
They'll sit and control, and then Alex Iwobi is going to move towards Chukwu. He'll be shuffling that point and the middle, right? And that's exactly how he's going to play, because that's how he's always been playing with Fulham, his club. And then that's going to give the Super Eagles another opportunity, because that second runs that you see those guys run behind our fullback, the natural defensive mindset in this Rafael Onyeka that's coming in is going to also movement. That's why they pull, a player who is actually a natural defender also in that middle of the park. You see, the pressure that's going to be coming in is going to be reduced at this point. And now it's going to also give the Super Eagles another additional edge, because Bruno Onyemaechi is also a natural fullback. It's also still very fresh. So when we're going forward, the game is still going to be a lot easier for the Super Eagles. So at this point, right, I want to believe that in the next 10-15 minutes, if the Rwandans are not forced to actually make a change, it's going to get a goal.
It's so funny that I'm going to go contrary to Ikechukwu throughout today on the show, because I'm sorry, I don't really think for me you're getting it in that part. Now, you rightly said Iwobi from Fulham. Now, when you watch this game, watch again, that's why we're seeing the game. Alex Iwobi will never drift to the right. We never watch this game. It will be a Moses Simon. That's why you have fingers. You have Moses Simon, you have a Lookman. Now, when you look at this game now, watch from the right side.
Lookman is actually, what Lookman is playing in this particular game?
Not Lookman, Simon.
You said Lookman as well. Hold on.
Wingers.
That's what I'm saying. Lookman is not even. See, Lookman in this game is actually playing second strike, playing.
According to you, you said Iwobi will be driving to the right.
Move towards Chukwueze's position.
And I'm telling you, it's not possible. It's not happening. Watch the game. That's why we're here. Iwobi will continue playing as a number 10. You can watch him. That's him making a run. You won't see him here. This is chill. This is an advanced chill. This is not Iwobi playing. Iwobi plays more from the left side.
So that means the Super. That means the Super not know that 20 minutes is left. Who takes the 3 points home?
True.
They should be able to take advantage of time and any opportunity to score and defend well, not to concede goals. That's a beautiful chance coming from Moses Simon again. I think Moses Simon should be better.
Jerry, I want you to emphasize on the part that these guys are advancing. I want to emphasize the part that you are saying Iwobi is playing still the number 10 role. Iwobi is the number 10. Iwobi has not got nothing to do, because people are watching us. Iwobi has got nothing to do to the right side. Well, Simon is there. And I gave him something to say, we have two wingers in the team. It's not a laughing team. Look me, face me. They tell me, no, let me go. It's not it's not matter that.
I look.
No. I'm saying it to you. No, I'm saying it to you. So you, because, no, Jerry, because it's crazy, right? You get your chair. No, you face me. That's how we're analyzing his football. You say, I'll tell you. No, it's true. That's the way it matters.
You're on the spot today.
Moses Simon, now watch. You see, Moses Simon from the right.
Yeah.
Then you talked about the double pivot, and I said football is not done that way. You can't see them drop. Ndidi will always advance, and if Ndidi will be dropping low, Onyeka will advance.
So let me ask you something.
Now watch them
before you continue.
But everything we are saying is on the screen.
But I know.
I think now I understand
Jerry, let me quickly ask you a question.
Why most times when our viewers drop comments on the comment section, they always say they should hand over Ikechukwu to Kizike, that he understands how to deal with him.
Okay, so let me ask him, Jerry, let me ask him a question. Right?
I don't understand why they say.
If a player, if we have defenders playing, if we have two central midfielders playing double pivot, does it mean nobody's advancing?
When you use the word double pivot,
yes, it doesn't mean nobody will be advancing.
No, we've seen. I'm
asking a simple question.
No, it doesn't mean.
Okay.
No,
which means somebody will be advancing.
When you want to say this, when you want to explain it, because it's a TV show, you have to explain things to say.
Yeah, so that the viewers will understand the technical aspect.
Exactly. So they don't see like you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would have said nothing from what you have said, because on the part you've said and something's right, I feel I give you the kudos. But when you say, because people see, it will be. I keep saying it will be. Nigeria have never found that creative number 10. And this chair, if you want to be playing, it will be is not going to play wing role for this man, for crying out loud. Now, for you saying it will be coming to the right as Chukwueze, then what happens to Simon? Now, I gave an instance of Lookman. Lookman, we know. I started by saying
that means we have to change formation.
Exactly.
Is that what you are to the right? Why Simon?
To the right, to the left.
To the left, yes.
Up front.
Okay, Osimhen up front.
While and it will be continuous
as number Oyendika and Ndidi, also taking it from the 4 and 6 position. Okay, I think it makes a whole lot of sense if you want to look at it from that way. But we have to see what's happening on the pitch for the benefit of our viewers, so as not ourselves. True. But taking a look at it,
hope it's not bad blue.
We have now have less.
Bad blue, Osai Samuel.
Okay, Osai Samuel is a very crucial player. Seeing him do in the first 45 minutes, going into the second half of this game. I hope he can knock him in the game against Zimbabwe. I always say he doesn't take nonsense. He doesn't take nonsense. Yeah, you collect player, and if he picks a knock now, how is he going to take?
It will be difficult because it won't be difficult. Depth. Olain now will come in to play that role.
Okay, yeah. Olain on fair. Yeah. But position is not doesn't have to do with his form.
Jerry, please, I wanted to emphasize on something that wants to happen. Every chair, not go for my hand. Every does that if you do not train, you will not play.
Oh, now he's going to. Oh, I end up.
Let's see. He wants to. I don't understand the warm up now. Why? Let me.
He was asking if the SEC has updated you.
Yeah.
Okay. Not be
maybe.
Why coming in?
Well, definitely there is no way. There's no way. We have the slot problem in Nigeria, but I hope the slots will not come in and scatter the game. But they've been doing so well so far. However, I think they are not going for the second ball the way for it. They are under a whole lot of pressure. They part and there are 2 goals down. However, I think we are beginning to give them room. That works. This is as regards Ndidi and Oyemachi coming in. Definitely don't expect them to sit back. Leicester City. He goes, he can down, as a deep defense that we give a whole lot of room to. So definitely, I want to see the do that box to box very well since introduction match, and I hope our players will be on their second ball. Rwanda should be putting the pressure on us, and if we make any single mistake and they get a goal, we'll be under a lot of pressure and we might concede that one. So it's very important we ensure we close down the spaces, we win the second balls, then we create, we work with the pocket of spaces the Rwandans will leave behind because they are anxious to score, for us to score a third goal. We need a third goal in this game to close down this match. If we don't like this till the 80th minute, till the 80 minutes and go, we might be under a lot of pressure should they, try and score.
All right. Like another substitution. The man of the moment is making way. He has already done what he's in Rwanda to do. It's 76 minutes, meaning that we have less than 15 minutes before this game is up. And of course, for the benefit of our viewers who just joined in, you're enjoying the beautiful first Victor Osimhen, and hopefully they'll be able to give you the second in that play. Okay, that was the second goal, courtesy of Victor Osimhen. Beautiful goal. The man, the current man of the Turkish league, the king of the Turkish league, right now in terms of goals, and 5 goals in 2 games. Not definitely. This is what I want to see. Aroko Dari is on the pitch. Fantastic, fantastic. It seems like Eric Chell, they will say in Lagos, he had there. Real one bet. Okay.
I still think it's still quite early. I would really have expected Osimhen to stay up until maybe.
Keep him fresh for the second game.
Well,
we need him for Zimbabwe.
I mean, we still need to put a lot of fear in this Rwandan team. These guys are still pushing, and just a goal in this particular game at this point is going to be very, very dangerous for the Super Eagles. So we need to actually put them in check. The second game is at home, so we need all of we can do all of the testing.
With the confidence they were able to pull a draw.
But trust me, it's still at home, and this confidence that's already in camp is going to be double what we're seeing here. So it's going to be a lot easier for the Super Eagles right at home. So in those sort of games, you can even play Aroko Dari for 30 minutes.
I want Aroko Dari to show us why we need to start letting Victor Boniface stay at his club side.
No, I'm not
when he's ready.
I'm not even saying Victor Osimhen. Yes. I'm not even saying Victor Boniface should come in. I'm saying Victor Osimhen should remain on the pitch till maybe about 80 minutes or 85 minutes because this game might be ending. This we might end up seeing about 5 minutes additional time. So it means he's still going to have about 10 minutes to actually play.
And the Rwandans might become ugly. They might want to injure him and keep him incapacitated for the second game, which is crucial to us. So I think it's a good one to bring in another hungry player and bring another option. Now
changes. Everything changes with one goal.
But what we are saying now, fresh legs, who can run with the ball and deny the Rwandans the opportunity to hold on to the ball. At least their chances of scoring will now be slimmer.
See, this sort of game, who can play. You need players with character, and that's what has been the one of the major reasons why Super Eagles have been able to sustain this game at this point, right? Osimhen is our biggest character in this particular game, and you don't take him off at this point. I know that the Rwandan side might not have all of the qualities to actually dismantle the Super Eagles. We've given a good